On today's video, I'm going to show you how I did this woodsy painting that you see right behind me. I'm going to show you all the colors that I used, pretty much, well, you're going to see the whole thing, how I started it all the way till how I finished it. So please enjoy this video and let me know if you gave this painting a try. Oh, and by the way, the stock photo for this photo is going to be in the description below. So you can actually take a look at the stock photo that I used in order to come up with this. Okay, so the paints that I used for today's painting is going to be lemon yellow. I got ultramarine blue. I got transparent brown oxide. This is going to be raw sienna and Payne's gray. So I like to keep my palettes very, very simple, just a few colors. And so these are the paints that I'm going to be using today. If you don't have these paints exactly, it's okay. If you have a yellow, a blue, a brown, kind of a orangey, brownish, yellowy color, and a black or a gray, you can make gray actually pretty easily by just mixing all your colors kind of up together. It's not very hard to make gray. Then you'll be just fine. Okay, so let's get to painting. So I'm going to start off with wetting down my paper here. This is Arches 140 cold press. This will take in a decent amount of water here, so I'm gonna wet it down pretty generously. I'm going to use this brush, by the way, quite a bit in this painting. There's a lot of textures and things going on in this, so this is going to be a great brush to use. You can find this brush at any hardware store. Walmart has them in their painting section, like the household painting section. So easy brush to find. Okay, so what I'm going to do for the background here is I'm going to do a mixture of raw sienna. So I'm going to use a little bit of raw sienna here. And a tiny bit of lemon yellow. And this is going to go in for my background, because I want it nice and bright back there. We have this beautiful sun coming through the trees. So I want to bring in some of that coloring through the trees. And I'm going to bring that all the way down, since we have a foreground that's going to have some of this brighter areas in it too. So I'm going to be changing this up a little bit from the reference photo here. I'm not going to make it exactly like that, so there will be a few changes. Okay, so I feel like I have it in there nice and good. So I'm going to get a paper towel here, a piece of paper towel, and I'm just going to cut out somewhere where I would like to have my sun. So I'm thinking somewhere kind of in here. Seems like a nice place for it. All right. I'm just going to kind of lighten around it a little bit. Okay, so there we have it. Now my paper is going to start buckling a little bit because it's wet. The great thing about using clips like I am here, I can just lift up the clips, straighten the paper out, stretch it out, and then there we go. That little buckling will disappear. If I can get that, there we go. And just straighten that out a little bit. Perfect. All right, so let's start getting the background in. Now we have a lot of background trees, so I'm going to take a little bit of Payne's gray and some ultramarine. So I got my Payne's gray here and some ultramarine, and this is going to be all of those background trees. So I'm going to use this to throw in a lot of those background trees. Now this painting is kind of going at a slight angle, kind of this way. So I'm going to try to keep that in mind as I put in this background. A little bit more of this Payne's gray in here. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit of the raw sienna to it. There we go. Now this goes down probably about to here. This comes up to the edge of that sun. It's a little bit darker through here, so I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of that in. There we go. A little bit more of that raw sienna. Okay. I'm just going to cut out a little bit of where that sun is coming through here, just so I don't lose this kind of nice little sun rays coming through. There we go. All right, so we have some trees in the background. They're pretty light in color, so I'm going to take a clean brush to soak up some of this color and give us a little bit of this idea of these trees in the background with the light, that kind of light wood. Okay, I'm going to put this tree, probably going to put a tree in like right over here, just so I have an idea of where I'm putting things. This one will go over here. Actually, maybe I'll leave this one a little higher. And we'll cut one out there. It's got that lighter colored wood there. There we go. Okay, let me straighten this out again. All right, I'm going to go in a little bit darker through here. I'm going to grab some of my brown oxide. I think I'm going to recut in these trees. Just want it a little bit darker through here. Actually, let me use a little bit of a paper towel. See how that works. There we go, a little bit better. I'm gonna bring in that darker tree right here. On the edge of this tree. And then I know I got this tree over here that I want in. All right, I'm gonna let this dry. Well, actually, let me put a few more here. Okay, let's try it. Just gonna darken up where I want these trees. Start darkening them up again because we need contrast here for sure. Oops. All right, so I'm gonna start putting in some of these leaves back here. Start adding in a little bit of these leaves. I'm just cleaning out some of that paint so we can get that look. What do you guys think so far? It's pretty. It's looking pretty. And it's so simple. Just gonna darken this corner up just a little bit. Now, with a painting like this, I'm really gonna be less is more here. I don't want to overdo it. Just working on a little detail areas here. Do a couple of these little splats. All right, let me take a look, see how it's looking. I think I'm happy with it. Yeah, might add just a little bit more, a few little areas in here. I may darken this up just a little bit over here. A few little darker spots. All right, you guys, there you have it. Fun little quick woodsy painting there.